In our relentless 24/7 world, sleep is often the first thing we sacrifice. But what really happens to our bodies when we don't get enough rest? The effects are more profound than just feeling tired. They begin subtly within our own minds and can cascade into serious long-term health issues. Let's start with the brain. After just one night of poor sleep, you might notice difficulty concentrating. Your attention wanders, and complex tasks feel overwhelming. This is because the prefrontal cortex, the part of your brain responsible for decision-making and problem-solving, becomes less active. It struggles to filter out distractions, leading to reduced productivity and an increased risk of errors. Memory is also one of the first casualties of sleep deprivation. During deep sleep, our brains consolidate memories, transferring information from short-term to long-term storage. When this process is cut short, new information fails to stick. You might find yourself forgetting names, misplacing items, or struggling to recall what you learned just the day before. This isn't a personal failing. It's a direct physiological consequence of an unrested brain. Emotional regulation is another critical function affected by lack of sleep. The amygdala, our brain's emotional center, becomes hyperactive. At the same time, its connection to the moderating influence of the prefrontal cortex weakens. The result is a lower threshold for stress and a tendency towards mood swings, irritability, and heightened emotional reactions. Small frustrations can feel like major crises, so emotional volatility puts a strain on our personal and professional relationships. As sleep debt accumulates, the physical effects become more pronounced. Our immune system is significantly compromised. During sleep, the body produces cytokines, which are proteins that target infection and inflammation. Without adequate rest, production of these protective proteins decreases, leaving us more vulnerable to common illnesses like the cold and flu. You may notice you get sick more often and take longer to recover. Metabolic health also takes a direct hit. Sleep deprivation disrupts the balance of two key hormones that regulate appetite, ghrelin and leptin. Ghrelin, the hunger hormone, increases, while leptin, which signals fullness, decreases. This hormonal imbalance leads to intense cravings for high-calorie, sugary, and fatty foods. Over time, this can contribute to weight gain and an increased risk of developing metabolic syndrome and type 2 diabetes. The cardiovascular system is put under immense strain. Lack of sleep is linked to elevated blood pressure and increased levels of inflammatory markers in the bloodstream. Chronic sleep loss forces the heart and blood vessels to work harder day in and day out. This constant stress is a major risk factor for heart disease, heart attack, and stroke. What begins as a few sleepless nights can, over years, contribute to life-threatening conditions. The progression is clear. Sleep deprivation is not a badge of honor or a sign of productivity. It is a serious condition with far-reaching consequences for our physical and mental well-being. From cognitive impairment and emotional instability in the short term, to a weakened immune system, metabolic disruption, and severe cardiovascular risk in the long term, the science is undeniable. Prioritizing sleep is not a luxury. It's a fundamental component of a healthy life. Understanding these effects is the first step toward making the changes necessary to protect our health. Thank you for watching.